Mothers? Bleg. Okay. I laugh, watching Maiko turn around. Unless you're going to turn into a prop soon, you're going to be out for the game. I click a couple of buttons, pulling out my character's crowbar. No. Maiko shouts, and runs away from my character as a barrel. I smirk. You just made it easier for me to hit you. I pull out the gun and start shooting her. The animated blood stains the map as her character dies. I win. I throw my hands into the air and accidentally drop my controller. Maiko pouts and crosses her arms. I thought I could just hide behind the shed the whole time as a ghost. Should have been the baby doll. I shake my head, sitting back down. Wanna play another round? Nah. Maiko huffs. How about we just go on Pinterest and look at funny cat pictures? I pull out my phone, way ahead of you. I tap on the red and white app. Look at this. I show the picture to Maiko and giggle. Oh. She coos, so cute. Me and her fawn over the funny cats, making what we think are funny comments. I smile, and something flashes from underneath the beanbag. What? I reach to the side, leaning over to pull it up. My hand scratches along a smooth, plastic-like wrapping, and I pull it out. My eyes widen as I raise it to my face. Snickers. I beam, my eyes sparkling. I quickly unwrap the heaven of a candy bar and stuff it into my mouth, not even thinking about where it came from. And it's not even melted. Weird. Maiko raises an eyebrow. Where did that come from? I don't know. I mutter, swallowing the bite. The magic Snickers fairy? I shrug, savoring the next bite. Whoever it was, I continue, licking chocolate off of my lips. I owe them a kiss on the cheek. Maiko laughs, leaning back. I smile and reach for the remote to turn on the TV to cable. My eyes are too concentrated on my phone that I don't realize what is in place of the remote. Instead of the boxy tool, my fingers grip something tin and round. What? I turn to look at what's in my hand, and tense up. An unexpected rose lays gently in my fingers. Its petals are bright red. Where did this come from? I hum, twirling it. Maiko doesn't respond. I glance over to meet her gaze, and she's practically choking on a squeal. Maiko. I tilt my head. Do you know who put this here? It would be foolish to presume that I do know who didn't place that rose on the table. I squint at her. Don't even try to use those Pinocchio-like lines from Shrek 3 on me. I cross my arms, resting the flower on my elbow. Why do I even bother? I lean back onto the cushions, spinning the rose in my hand. I might have an idea on who set this here. I smile lightly. The screen behind us starts blinking and beeping. RC, Ratchet says, a vehicular form is approaching. I roll over to look at the computer, seeing the red dot move across the map. Decepticon? RC asks with the faintest dash of relief. I smirk, watching the screen turn to satellite, and zoom in on the white car. Jack sighs, Mum. He slaps his hand to his forehead. Woo! I smirk, helicopter Mum. Does she have any water? We need to start stocking up for the heat wave. I check my nails. Please, please. Let this heat wave be easy. Again? RC chuckles, putting her hands on her hips. She worries. I roll my eyes and cross my arms, mumbling words in Animalian. The white car pulls into the room, parking with a screech. Geez, I mutter, at least fix your tires, woman. They shouldn't squeal every time you park. Remember when this was a secret clubhouse? Maiko whispers to me, raising an eyebrow. I nod with a frown. Hey, honey. Miss Darby greets Jack, stepping out of her car. I scoff, turning away. No. I'm not jealous. I already have a family, thank you very much. And they love me just as much. I know my life would be so much different if I had parents who raised me. Let's not dwell on that. But, this is the 5th time this week. Be happy you have time alone in the house. Finished my shift early at the hospital, so I thought I'd swing by. She looks to Ratchet. Good to see you again, Doctor. June glances back up. RC. My breath finally slows itself, and I take another bite of Snickers. Still haven't finished it yet. But damn, it's so good. So, where's Optimus? I jump up at the mention of his name and lean over the railing. On a scouting mission with Bumblebee. Ratchet informs, sorry to disappoint. It is extremely hard to keep restraining myself from growling. Why? Yeah, unlike others, I have zero self-control when it comes to my personal life. A deep growl jumps out of my throat, and I lower myself down on instinct. Hands wrap around my waist and chest and yank me back from the railing. Now don't go all werewolf on us right now. Maiko coaxes, pinning me to the couch. Miss Darby doesn't know you shift yet. I'm not going all werewolf. I interject, struggling to pull myself back up. Yes, you are. Maiko chimes, straddling me and keeping my arms above my head. You do this every time someone makes a comment about anything you have your eye on. You get possessive. And aggressive. And your eyes get all glowy and weird before you shift. She eyes me. I do not. I bark, jolting up. And I'm not being possessive. And I wore heels and everything. I hear Mr. B sigh underneath Maiko and eyes struggling. I snap my head towards the woman with the black hair and snarl. Let me at her. I hiss, lunging forward. No. Maiko grabs me by the legs and pulls me behind the couch. Bad Molly. Bad Molly. I growl, wriggling in her grasp. Let me go. I bark, feeling my bones churn and shift. I drag Maiko to the floor as I fall off the couch, rolling her onto the beanbag. Molly. Sit. No. I yelp, my legs giving out from under me. I face plant onto the bag, and flip to my back. Maiko stands over me, fighting my hands as I try to break free. Calm down. She hisses, putting all her weight on me. I narrow my eyes and bare my teeth. I start to kick, making Maiko squeak. How are you so strong? She grumbles, slamming my arms onto the fabric. My frantic legs impact with something hard. Maiko yelps, stumbling back and holding her collarbone. I go rigid in shock. Oh no. I scramble to my paws, my tail tucking between my legs. Maiko. I whimper, treading closer to her. She holds her other hand out. I'm fine, really. She assures, sitting back down on the couch. Just a bruise. Maiko pants, clawing her clavicle. I whimper, backing away on 4 paws. Jack and June rush up the stairs and June gasps in fear. Is that Molly? Jack hisses, running to Maiko's side. It was an accident. Maiko chuckles, leaning back. Sorta your mom's fault, though. She whispers, glaring back. I lower my ears and crawl up onto the sofa next to her. I nuzzle her cheek and neck, gently moving her hand away with my paw so I can look. It isn't too bad. No broken bones. It was very red though, going from the top of her collarbone to her heart. I sorry. I whimper, curling up around her and resting my head in her lap. Maiko strokes my mane, something I haven't felt in a long time. I purr, low and muffled. Maiko giggles, scratching behind my ear. Good werewolf. I smile and get up. I'm guessing you are wondering about all this, huh? I turn to June and stand on my hind legs. Allow me to properly introduce myself. I smirk and bow. Molly Regana Thalia Pavlis. Queen of Animalia. I look up without moving my head, my smirk growing a bit wider at her shocked expression. Molly, I need help with this. Who's there? A jump, sniffing the air. Up here. I look up and cackle. Raph. How did you get all the way up there? I laugh harder. I told you, Raphael shrugs as he dangles from the rafters, monkey hands. He wiggles his fingers and smiles. Can you help me get down from here? I sigh with a laugh, and roll my wings out as my fur disappeared and my snout shrunk. I jump up and flap my wings, almost like I'm on a huge trampoline. Going down? I chuckle when I reach the top and pull Raph closer. We land back to the floor, Raph clutching his laptop closer. Thanks. He smiles. I have better thinking in higher elevations. Needed somewhere to study. Raphael trots to the stairs and steps down. He notices June and cringes. Don't worry, Miss Darby, he explains nervously. I was wearing a harness. Everyone follows him down, even if I wanted to sit. I'm sure you were, Raphael. Miss Darby smiles and sees Maiko. Hi, Maiko. How's school going? Maiko groans. Why? What are you here? Bulkhead walks into the room from behind us. RC looks down to Jack with a cable in her hands. Let's do this thing, Jack. She walks off, each step earning a clank from the floor. Jack tries to follow, but his mom stops him. But I just got here. She bleats. I brought sandwiches. Mum. Jack sighs. Look, I really need to help RC test her upgraded tracking system. He puts a hand on her shoulder and walks away. Well, June pauses. Just be careful. There's nothing to be careful about, RC chimes. It's a routine diagnostic. Oh boy. I sigh, putting a hand on my head. This isn't going to end well. Are you sure you need Jack for that? June interjects in a way that I, myself, would consider rude. And, if RC isn't in a bad mood by that, then I don't know her. Uh-oh. Bulkhead sinks down. I groan in annoyance. My mom wouldn't have been like that. Hell, she'd be the one being held back. I think. Bulkhead. Ratchet cuts in before things get bad. I need you back in the field to investigate an odd magnetic disturbance. Maiko jolts up and away. I'll go with. Whoa. Bulkhead blocks her way. Stay put, Maiko. Maiko groans and stomps her way back to us. I should have went with Optimus. I mumble, crossing my arms. Why aren't you going with him? June asks, putting her hands on her hips. Someone thinks it's not safe. Maiko pouts. Well, you just got bruised on your chest, I point out, jabbing her shoulder. But it's safe for Jack to go with RC? Miss Darby questions. I fiddle with my knuckles. At least he isn't going out into the woods alone again. June's eyes widen with anger. Jack went to the woods? Alone? I put my hands up in defense. None of the creatures there would attack him, but he would have gotten lost and probably eaten by a bush. It's happened before. Totally different. Jack coughs and walks back to his mother. Oh. How? I groan in a high-pitched voice. That's it. I'm gone. I throw my hands into the air and walk away. Ratchet puts a foot in front of my way. Optimus said to keep you from running off. Seriously? I whine. No fair. I walk back, seeing RC walk into the ground bridge with Bulkhead. And the pink and black-haired girl. Oh great, I'm alone. I say with scoff and walk back to my corner. One day, I'm trying to make it through without being captured. The next, I am trapped with Jack's mother and no way out. Kneeling down to sit, I lay my body onto the wall and bring my knees to my chest. Nothing to do but wait. I tap my foot. How about? I look back to the ground bridge and smirk. I'm not entirely trapped. I get up and sneak over to the controls. Not as confusing as before, but still frustrating. Isn't it this button? I ask quietly, pushing a flashy thingy. Yep, it's this button. I confirm, seeing the ground bridge open up. Whoa, wait. Ratchet yells and I set a timer for it to close. See ya, losers. I tip them off and fly into the ground bridge. I laugh, flying through the colors. I land in a desert-like area. Finally. I sigh in relief, away from her. I saunter over to the rocks, following the trail Maiko left. 5 minutes later. Dang, it's steamy. Seriously, I can see the steam rolling off of me. Oi, where are they? I yell at the top of my lungs. Molly? Maiko's voice calls from a distance. That you? I run to where I heard it. Yeah, Maiko. It me. I look around. Where are you? By the rocks. I turn to the pile beside me and climb on top of them. There is nothing but a piece of flat land. Where? Look down. I look to my feet, and burst out laughing. Oh my god. I cackle. RC is dangling from Bulkhead's backside, and seems stuck. How? I snort, climbing down. Some device. RC explains and lightly swings her foot. Breakdown and Arachnid were here, and something happened. My laughter dies out. Need some help? I jump down a rock and land by Maiko and start pulling on RC's foot. I don't think she'll budge. I grunt, letting go. They're inseparable. Maiko sighs, talking to someone else. Oh. I reach to my ear and turn on my comlink, and the device that did this is on its way to Megatron. Bulkhead continues from a point he left off. A polarity gauntlet. Ratchet guesses a deceptively simple but diabolical creation. Just tell me you can unhitch us, Ratchet. RC sighs. It may simply be a residual magnetic charge providing your current ... attraction. I laugh at how hesitant he was to say that. They're not attracted to each other. Maiko shouts, the only two that are attracted to each other out of all of us is Molly and Optimus. I glare at her. Jack's mother's in there. I frown, and we don't know if he also likes me. I see Maiko roll her eyes. Who else would have left you the rose? I tense up and blush. Maybe the magic Snickers fairy was showing me gratitude and eating its Snickers. I cross my arms. What? Ratchet asks. Nothing. I shout. I hear two small chuckles from the other side, knowing it's Jack and Raphael. Anyways, Ratchet continues, I'm afraid retrieving the gauntlet is our surest bet for reversing its effect. Once Megatron gets his hands on the gauntlet, he'll use it for a whole lot more than attaching notes and family photos to the fridge. Jack says. Jack ... I'm not following. I hear June's faint voice. This is why we shouldn't have let her get involved. I hum, ignoring the rest. I would strongly advise pursuit. Ratchet's voice comes back up. We can catch up faster on wheels. Bulkhead states, clanking his fists together. And snap me in half? RC inputs, and we walk forwards. Right. Bulkhead remembers. Sweet. Maiko smiles. I'll take point. I shake my head. Not this time. RC orders. But you said Maiko protests. That was recon. This is war. I hear RC scowl. I'm not risking your well-being just so you can hit your daily adrenaline quota. I back away slowly. What about Molly? Maiko shouts. Molly can take care of herself. RC snaps. Ratchet, Maiko needs a bridge. I run a hand through my hair, regretting my decision to come. Maiko groans loudly. You think Jack's mom is bad? You sound just like her. Maiko. I sigh, putting a hand on her shoulder. No. She pulls away. You don't have to say anything yet. Yet? I raise an eyebrow. What's that supposed to mean? It means, Maiko huffs, that you should. I'm going back to base with you. I frown. You're going to need some ice packs. I gesture to the darkening mark that has reached her neck. Come on. Time skip because I can't think of anything. Yeah, pretty much. Base is really boring now. I'm currently poking Maiko just to see if I can annoy her enough to make her push me back to the beanbag. I rather did enjoy that. Raph is ... somewhere. Man, I can't keep up with that kid. He's like a spider monkey. RC and Bulkhead finally show back up, separated. Thank goodness. Maiko laughs, getting up. I pout, getting up as well. Souvenir. Bulkhead hands Ratchet what I presume to be the gauntlet, but we don't advise indoor use. RC finishes the sentence. You. Maiko cringes. They even finish each other's sentences. I snicker, walking up next to her. We used to do that. I point out, remembering junior high. Maiko smiles at me, sticking her tongue out. Maiko, check it out. Bulkhead muses, new battle scars. He points to a scratch on his arm. Maiko nods with a grin, pulls out her phone and snaps a picture. I laugh, and watch June apologize to RC. Very heartfelt too. I smile as they make amends, and walk to where I set up my own little workshop. I sit down, the rose neatly placed on the side. I pick it up gently and spin it around. I wonder when Optimus and B will be back? I ask, resting my head on my palm. 2 engines roar from the hallway. Speak of the devil. I light up and run to the edge. Optimus and Bumblebee drive into base, their wheels covered in mud. What happened? I shout, wanting to laugh, so much. Optimus transforms first, hiding his hands behind his back quickly. We just so happened to stumble upon a huge mud puddle while scouting out the Energon signal. Optimus explains, a hint of excitement in his voice. Yeah, we got fairly dirty. He looks down at his wheels. Bumblebee transforms as well, and slips onto his back. I open my mouth to speak, but quickly shut it. Why couldn't you have just avoided it? I ask, rubbing my head. Optimus shrugs. It looked solid. Keyword, looked. I chuckle, leaning on the railing. Find any Energon? Prime nods eagerly, not too large, just enough for the Decepticons to not be able to notice it without being very close to it. I hum, looking to Ratchet. That's good, right? I ask him. Ratchet nods in agreement. Very good, Ratchet explains. We've been running low on Energon lately. I smile, and rub the back of my neck. At least we won't have to fight against any more Decepticons for Energon for a few weeks. Everyone goes back to their own thing, well, except for Optimus and I. Molly? I turn back to Optimus, cocking my head a bit. He's still keeping his hands behind his back, like he's hiding something from view. Could, I speak to you in private? He asks, seeming a little jittery. I look behind me to make sure Maiko's not watching, sure. I smile sweetly, and follow him behind the corner. Okay, Optimus. I breathe out, quietly. What is it that you wanted to talk to me about? I keep a constant high to meet his optics, even though I feel like my whole body might just melt. Optimus looks away quickly, obviously flustered. Well, I wanted to give you this. He takes his hand from behind him and opens up his fist. I gasp. A glowing, blue necklace in the shape of a crescent moon rests in the middle of his palm, lighting up the area around us. Optimus, I breathe. It's beautiful. I raise my hand to my mouth in astonishment. Did you find this? I ask him, carefully taking it in my fingers. Not exactly. He smiles. There was a small, loose Energon crystal in the cluster, and, for some reason, I immediately thought of you. We ended up coming across a small animalian village, and a jeweler that turned the crystal into this necklace. Optimus puts his fingers together anxiously. Do you like it? I smile, clipping the necklace around my neck. Love it. I sigh, looking at the pendant. Thank you. I gaze up at him and beam. I can't believe you got this for me. I giggle and blush. Optimus smiles back, and sighs. Molly, he begins, you wouldn't happen to have a date to the Halloween ball, would you? My mouth parts into a no. No. I gulp. Why? Well, Optimus stammers. I just thought, maybe, you and I could go. As friends, so you wouldn't have to go alone. He looks down, but, If you don't want to, I'll be fine with that. I raise an eyebrow and giggle. Of course I'll go with you. Now I bet Optimus didn't expect that. Really? His optics widen with surprise. Why not? I grin, it'll be fun. I look behind me, just don't tell Maiko. She'll freak. I shrug, and laugh. Optimus laughs too, might want to get back out there before she becomes suspicious. Yeah, I chuckle. She'll probably think we're making out or something back here. I realize what I just said and freeze. PSSSH. I pretend I'm not flustered, like that'll ever happen. We're just friends. I look away quickly, my face burning up. I am going back to the couch. I turn on my heel and walk away. Did I seriously just say that? Holy macaroni. I'm an idiot. I dump myself on the couch and curl up into a burrito. 2 days. Just 2 and then the ball is here. I huff, and reflect on every embarrassing thing I've done in the past year. My mind likes to torture me.
Hello everyone, I am Nat1995 here with a small announcement for the video game fanfic plot. I know in every ending of videos there is a small announcement that I will take requests for any fanfic or video game. That will stop right now. I have too much videos that I need to complete. There's sequels that need to be put up. I am sorry. For any requests that people suggested will be put on the back burner until I completed my videos. I even made a list of videos that needed to be completed. I am so sorry about that. Until next time, I am Nat1995, signing off.